Hey there friends, it's Steph from Squishy & Co. and today we're making waffles. I really love this stitch. It is so squishy and satisfying to see come together. And it's really simple. All you need to know are chains, double crochets, and front post double crochet. If you need a tutorial for the front post, I have that as well. So let's jump right in. I'm working with worsted weight yarn and my trusty H hook, but feel free to use whatever you have on hand or whatever you're comfortable with. To begin the waffle stitch, we need to chain a multiple of 3 plus 2. So I'm going to chain 18 plus 2 for a total of 20 chains. Okay, here we have our 20 chains. Now we will double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook and each stitch across. So remember, the loop on your hook does not count as a stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4 chains. Double crochet here and across, and I'll meet you at the end. Here we have our completed setup row, and the waffle stitch is just a 2-row repeat. So the next 2 rows that we make are what we're going to repeat through the whole pattern. Chain 2, this does count as a stitch. Turn your work. And we're going to begin with the front post double crochet worked around the post of the first original or official double crochet from below. Now we double crochet into the top of the next 2 stitches. Okay, and we're going to repeat that across front post and 2 double crochets all the way to the end until you get to the last 2 stitches, and I'll meet you there. Okay, here we are at our last 2 stitches. We're going to work a front post double crochet around the last double crochet and double crochet into the top of your turning chain. Next step, chain 2, turn your work. Now take a look here and you can see that we have 2 double crochets that are sort of to the front of the fabric and 1 little hidey behind. So 2 hidey, 2 hidey, and we are going to double crochet into the top of hidey and front post around the next 2 double crochets. So double and 2 front posts. So we will repeat that across, double, 2 front posts, all the way to the last 2 stitches, and I will meet you there. Okay, we've come to the end of our row and we have 2 more stitches here. We have 1 little hidey and we're going to double crochet into the top there. And don't forget your double crochet in the top of your turning chain. We don't want Willy Wonka edges. Now you're going to repeat those previous 2 rows until your piece reaches the length that you want it. If you need to rewind to go back to row 2, you can do that, or I have the written instructions down in the description below. So I'm going to finish this and then I'll meet you at the end for a couple of pro tips. Here we have our finished swatch. And just a note, I like to end with a repeat of row 2, which gives us even squares throughout. However, this is your piece and you make it however you like it. So a couple of pro tips on this one. I think that the waffle stitch really benefits greatly from being blocked. So you see we have some kind of wonky edges here, and that's going to even those out and open up your squares a bit so that you get a nice defined stitch pattern. The second thing is, if you are making a gauge swatch from this pattern, don't skimp out. Make sure you do at least a 4x4 square. And the reason being is, as you go along, you'll see that the stitches kind of start to squish in. And if I were to do just a couple of rows to measure from, my piece is going to turn out a little smaller than I anticipated. So just make sure you're giving yourself enough room to get an accurate measurement from. So that's it for this week. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. I would love it if you drop me a comment below, let me know what you're going to make, or if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to help. I release new videos every Friday, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. And I'll see you next time.